They say one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. And today, that statement has never been more true. You saw the headline, and this is the kind of diplomatic earthquake that changes everything. We are waking up to explosive news this Saturday, January 24, 2026. While Nnamdi Kanu sits in Sokoto prison serving a life sentence, the state of Georgia in the United States has just made him an honorary citizen and appointed him as a goodwill ambassador. Let me repeat that. A US state has given citizenship and ambassador status to a man Nigeria calls a terrorist. If you are shocked by this development, please smash that like button right now. This is huge international news. And if you are not yet a subscriber, click that button and turn on the notification bell because we will be tracking every twist in this story. Let me break down what just happened. On January 16, 2026, the Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, signed an official proclamation declaring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu an honorary citizen of Georgia. But it did not stop there. The document also named him a goodwill ambassador. Now think about the weight of this. A goodwill ambassador is someone who represents positive values and travels internationally. You do not give that title to a criminal. You give it to leaders. By doing this, Georgia is telling the world that they see Kanu as a legitimate leader, not a terrorist. But here is where it gets even more interesting. The proclamation says Kanu should be accorded every courtesy in his travels to other states and nations or wherever he may hereafter travel or reside. Did you catch that? Wherever he may travel or reside. This is not language you use for a man locked in prison. This is language for a free man. Georgia is essentially saying we expect him to be released. This is a diplomatic slap in the face to Nigeria. The irony is unbelievable. In Abuja, Kanu is a convicted terrorist sentenced to life. In Atlanta, Georgia, he is an honorary citizen and goodwill ambassador. The Americans do not see him as a terrorist. They see him as a political prisoner. And by granting him this honor, they are telling Nigeria we do not agree with what you are doing to this man. Now let us talk about what this means practically. While honorary citizenship does not give Kanu a US passport, it gives him something far more valuable: international legitimacy. It elevates his case from a Nigerian issue to an international human rights concern. If anything happens to Kanu in Sokoto prison, the state of Georgia and American politicians will have questions. Nigeria cannot afford that diplomatic pressure, especially not from the United States. This move also destroys the terrorist narrative. For years, Nigeria has worked to paint Kanu as a dangerous extremist. But when a US state declares you a goodwill ambassador, that narrative collapses. The world asks if he was really a terrorist. Why would Georgia honor him? It creates doubt about the conviction. It makes Nigeria look like they are persecuting a political opponent. I want to pause here and ask you a critical question. Do you think this honorary citizenship is the beginning of the end for Kanu's imprisonment? Will Nigeria bow to international pressure and release him? Or will they ignore this like they ignored other calls for his freedom? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments right now. Is this the game changer we have been waiting for? The timing is also very interesting. Just weeks ago, the Obi of Onitsha visited Kanu in Sokoto prison, signaling that traditional rulers are pushing for a political solution. Now the Americans are granting him citizenship. It feels coordinated. It feels like there is a global plan to pressure Nigeria into letting him go before the 2027 elections. The ruling party knows they cannot campaign in the southeast if Kanu is still in prison. This gives them an exit strategy. Furthermore, this could open the floodgates. If Georgia can do this, what stops other US states from doing the same? What stops the UK or European countries from granting him similar honors? Imagine if 5 different countries declare him a goodwill ambassador. At that point, keeping him in prison becomes politically impossible. It would make Nigeria look like they are holding a globally recognized figure captive. As we wrap up this update, the big question remains: will Nigeria bend or will they stand firm? The next few weeks will tell us everything. If you want to see Nnamdi Kanu walk free and you believe this US citizenship is a major step, please smash that like button. And if you have not subscribed, do it now, because when he is released, you want to be here to celebrate. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and keep praying for justice.